Hello everyone, I am Ritika Roy Bhattacharya. I welcome you all on my YouTube channel Study Together with. As you know, we have started a series of 8 standard in which we are discussing reproduction in animals. So far we have discussed sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Today we are going to start metamorphosis, which is going to be the last topic of this chapter. You must be thinking that why the structure of a caterpillar is not similar to the butterfly, or why a tadpole structure is not similar to the frogs, because there are various changes in the life cycle of these organisms, which is known as metamorphosis. So here today we are going to understand what is metamorphosis. It is a biological process in which an organism undergoes various changes, right? So as you know, there are two types of organisms, oviparous and viviparous. Oviparous are those organisms who lay eggs, whereas viviparous are those organisms who give rise to a young one. For example, human beings or other higher animals too. The examples of oviparous are frog, fish, snake, snail, etc. How can we remember this oviparous lay eggs? You know, the shape of an egg is almost oval. So there is resemblance in the structure of this egg and O. So by this also you can remember. Now let's see the life cycle of a frog. According to the life cycle of a frog, you know, the adult frog produces eggs first of all. They produce huge number of eggs at a single time. Then the male frog will come around and swim over the eggs to produce the sperm, or you can say the male reproductive cell. After which the fertilization of the eggs will take place. After fertilization, the egg will hatch into a new organism that is known as tadpole. This tadpole has two stages, early tadpole and the late tadpole. In the early tadpole, you are able to see streamlined bodies present. Streamlined body means when this type of structure is present, which is narrow at one end and broad at the other end. That is known as streamlined body. This streamlined body helps the tadpole to swim in the water and also to reduce the friction of the water current. There is no protective skin over this structure. Also, there is the production of the tail for proper swimming. In this stage, the tadpole will produce an extra protective skin over the complete surface. Also, the limbs will get produced and slowly the tail will get degenerated. Okay, these are some of the changes which we see in the tadpole stage. As you are able to see, young frog is formed, which is almost similar to the frog, but only they are smaller in size. You see, these eyes are almost similar to the adult frog, which are bulging outwards, whereas in these structures you are able to see the eyes are not bulging. Okay, one more thing, the limbs are also produced and shortening of tail is taking place. After this, the adult frog is produced, and in this way we are able to see so many changes take place in the body of the frog. Because we are discussing science, that is why only we are able to understand that this tadpole will give rise to a frog. Otherwise, we can never imagine that this tadpole is going to give rise to an adult. Why? Because their structures are entirely different from each other. Okay, so this was about the life cycle of a frog. We will also see the life cycle of a butterfly. This figure shows the life cycle of a butterfly. This is an adult butterfly which lay eggs on the leaves of the plants. These eggs are hatched to form a structure that is known as a caterpillar. The caterpillar has many legs which help them to crawl on the leaves. These caterpillar, they feed on the leaves only. Okay. After this, they produce a cottony mass around them, which is a protective layer, which is known as cocoon. Inside the cocoon, an organism is present which is known as pupa, or you can also say that this stage is known as pupa. After this, the pupa becomes mature and it comes out of this cocoon, which is now an adult butterfly, and it is ready to lay more eggs. So this was about the life cycle of a butterfly. In the last, we will see the advantages and disadvantages of oviparous and viviparous animals. This is about oviparous animals. The advantages are there is no requirement of more and more amount of food for the eggs to be fed. Then there is no much change in the body of the female who lay the eggs. And last, there is very less energy required for laying more and more number of eggs. If we talk about the disadvantages, first thing, the animals cannot move their eggs. And the second thing, they continuously have to guard the eggs because there are many predators who are in continuous search of food, so they may attack the eggs, so they have to guard them. Now, viviparous animals, these are those organisms who give rise to a young one. The advantage is they can easily move the young one along with them. Then the disadvantage is the female organism who gives rise to the new organism undergoes various changes in her body. As you have seen in oviparous organisms, the changes take place only in the eggs, and after the eggs the hatching takes place. So various changes take place in the body of an organism but not the parent body. Whereas in viviparous organism, the changes take place in the mother, or you can say the female parent. Okay. The second point is additional amount of food is required so that the female parent can feed her child in order to give her all the nutrients. Okay. So this was all about metamorphosis. I'll be back in the next video with some new exciting topic. Till then, bye bye, take care, and thanks for watching.